Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. If you're an XRP holder or you're thinking about being an XRP holder, you're going to be able to claim another token from a utility fork called Spark. And this is going to happen at some time in the near future. The Flare network will be launched, and the people at Flare will then make this token Spark available. Spark is a native token, just like XRP is a native token to the XRP ledger. It's going to be a native token to the Flare network, and this is, this is going to be very interesting for the space because I think the co-founder, who is Hugo Filion, he is a big brain, and the investment arm of Ripple Spring made an investment in this company, and it looks like it's going to be really something that drives the utility of XRP. And we're going to see that as he leads this project, we're going to be able to get a lot of upside for the XRP digital asset. Now, XUMM, who has created a coil page, explains the Flare network and the XRP ledger, how they are separate ledgers, and they are based entirely on different technology. The underlying technology is different, and each has its own use case. In short, all people holding XRP in non-custodial wallets that you keep track of your keys will be eligible to claim Spark. And some exchanges are also going to distribute Spark. I believe BitTrue is going to participate. We see a tweet from them on August 21st. And yes, it does say that even if you have your XRP locked up in PowerPiggy, you will be eligible to receive Spark. And also, I saw a tweet by Uphold. This is also on the 21st of August, and they are evaluating their participation. And then I saw BitBank, too, is going to consider taking action. BitBank, for people who live in Japan, this is really fabulous for the Japan market because they are very strong here in Japan. Now, as a founder of XRPL Labs, Weezy Wind has provided very clear instructions how to prepare if you work with the XUMM wallet, which is a non-custodial XRP ledger wallet. And he simply gives the Ledger Nano also users a method using the XRP toolkit, a way for that Spark token distribution. Please do not reach out to Weezy for questions about the Flare network. Reach out to the Flare network team, because what Weezy has provided here is a way to participate in that distribution using the XUMM wallet. And the distribution has not yet been announced, okay? So I'll keep you up to date, as I'm sure everybody in this space who is active on Twitter or Reddit or XRP chat or Telegram groups or YouTube. I am positive everybody is watching this project very closely. It's some people don't like the word game changer, but really, it's going to be a game changer when it comes to smart contracts. I think that the maxis out there who didn't pay attention are going to start paying attention. So when you read the Coil blog that Weezy posts, which I'll put a link to in the description below, you can see the way it works. It's laid out for you in this particular article. And one of the Flare network, or when the Flare network and team is ready, it will be announced in advance, and you'll be able to read from their instructions on how to point your account to the Flare network, and that will provide you the means to get that equal number of Spark tokens when it is ready to be distributed. So if you have 1,000 XRP, for example, And if you have followed the instructions, you will then own 1,000 Spark in another account on the Flare network. So for XUMM and the Ledger Nano users, you can use Weetzy's tool to get prepared. And you can use this tool today, even though the Flare network isn't ready yet. And even if you are not planning on using XUMM or taking it from your Ledger Nano, I think this article is a very important article to read. So I am going to now move on to the second and last subject, which is going to be really, really good whether you are an expert in this field or you are someone who is new. Because early to the party shared with me something that I did not see before. I missed it totally. And this is a video that, simply put, is the best I've ever seen on XRP. Psycho, as we say in Japanese. I want to share with you that psycho kanji, because you need to understand that this is meaning the maxim, the greatest, the supreme, the utmost. So this video, for me, was better than anything I've seen from David, Chris, Brad, Dilip, Naveen, Brianne, Monica, Ethan, Stefan. I'm telling you, the best video ever. This is Psycho, the best. Yeah, I can't even tell you that I'm exaggerating here. I'm not. Maybe I should do a little more hype. Yeah, it seems like hype is really what people want in this space. I'm sorry for being so cranky on Twitter, by the way. I really need to stop that. I'm not a cranky person. It's just some things just really set me off. And I guess I use Twitter to be my sounding board. All right, so let's go to the video. This is with Martin North from Digital Finance. And really, he had a gripping discussion. And as an XRP holder, it was very gripping. 15 minutes of conversation with the CEO, Caroline Bowler. And she is a facilitator of the on-demand liquidity, ODL. She makes that happen from the exchange BTC exchange in Australia. And you must listen to the clips that I have chosen if you don't want to listen to the whole thing. And again, I don't know if you're new or if you consider yourself an expert. Either one, this is going to be very enjoyable because XRP is different. And she does a beautiful job of explaining how it works from her end as that ODL facilitator. And I think we can safely say that she is moving the XRP also from Australia to the Philippines for MoneyGram. At least that's how I see this. Have a listen to this portion and see if you agree with me.
And what's the typical transaction cost then to an end user?
Well, I don't know specifically how much MoneyGram or others are charging it at, but I do understand that it is a considerable discount to perhaps the banks or other traditional providers. What I can also say is that the speed of this transaction is also a major selling point, as far as I'm concerned, and a great understanding of the use case of blockchain technology as it is in can be used in financial services. And as I say, coming from a banking background where I can understand how long it used to take trades to settle and transaction flows to work through, to see it happen so quickly, it's fantastic and really kind of, I suppose, my nerdy head love it. It's really great to be a part of it.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Sounds very interesting. And presumably the whole concept here is, you say, speed, also security, I imagine, because of the blockchain encryptions and those sorts of things.
Yes, absolutely, and the fact that it can be you go in, you hand over your Australian dollars, and that's your end of the bargain done, and then it all goes through and off from a technology point of view. Speedy, clean, efficient, and it comes out the other side and goes straight into the bank account or the other person who's there waiting for the funds. It's just fantastic, and it's kind of how finance should be. It's kind of like the future has rang and said, "Hello, I'm here now. Start using me." It's brilliant. But I mean, I mean, I suppose my enthusiasm, as I say, comes from the point of view of I can remember what it was like to have to do this stuff manually, and to now see the technology catch up with it. It's just brilliant. But yeah, as I say, I mean, particularly if you look at, say, for a market like the Philippines, where I believe up to 10% of their GDP comes from overseas remittances, and say, I mean, as we all know, I mean, I've lived overseas for 10 plus years at this stage, and for me, sending money back home, it's such a long and laborious task, even using the new technology providers, the new fintech providers, who are all fantastic, but they have to work within the constraints of where they are. Whereas technology such as this means I can send money home to my mom to pay for my nephew's birthday present in a matter of seconds. And whereas now it's a day plus. I mean, for me, sending money to Singapore, that's taken me a few days to get the money into my bank account. Whereas something like this, I can just do it in seconds. So just for that peace of mind as well, that like on that human level, it's brilliant.
She's like David. When she gets talking, it's hard to find a spot where to stop her. But I love the way she describes the digital asset XRP. Now, on this second portion, we're going to hear what it's like from a corporate user point of view.
Wholesale point of view, from a corporate point of view, the amount of cross-border transactions. I mean, Australia as an island country is sending money overseas all the time to do business. So now for your company accounts, you're looking at it's inexpensive, efficient, safe, done. You know, just speed. Then it can start pushing through and accelerating the rate of commerce. Who isn't excited about that? Who doesn't want to be a part of that?
It's really, it's amazing to hear someone who is actually in the middle of that on-demand liquidity has this kind of comment to say. All right. And then last but not least, she sees herself as a beachhead and that it is going to increasingly go mainstream. So, yeah, I think if you ever had any doubts and you listen to this, I just don't see how you have any doubts.
What we're going to see is, I mean, this is one of the first projects to kind of break through and kind of the beachhead, if you like, for other technology partners to then come on and become acceptable and become more mainstream, particularly when you can point to, touch and feel and say, look, this is something that actually works and has a proven use case. So, I mean, that's to say, I mean, blockchain technology doesn't solve all ills, but there are other problems out there within financial services and others that this technology can solve for. So the horse is bolted. This is happening. It's just going to become increasingly mainstream. For me personally, looking at something like this, a payment platform that can do cross-border FX so quickly, I'm interested. As a retail client, I want to know all about it. As somebody who's running a business, equally, I want to know more because it's going to help with my cash flow. So I'm excited and engaged. And here's the thing, I'm personally quite neutral on who the technology provider is. I'm just really interested in what the technology can do. And I think anyone who's in this space is similarly minded. They're just really excited about where the tech can take us.
Yeah, well, I think that's the point, isn't it? Because technology sometimes can become an end in itself. But really, the critical thing is what you can do with it and how it can change the way the world works. And this seems to me a very classic example of it can change the world simply because payments can go quicker, faster, more securely, and with less overheads.
Yes, and I can understand that for somebody outside of fintech, this can see something of a dry subject, and who cares? But this is what greases the cogs of commerce. This is what keeps both our own economies going, but more importantly, the corner shops down the road going, and the small business entrepreneurs. Without this kind of activity and this kind of technology being used, it all dries up, it all seizes up. So I know it's super nerdy and quite niche, but for me, absolutely love it.
Yeah, clear. It comes through your enthusiasm. It's great. Now, one question, you mentioned ODL. What's that?
Oh, sorry. So that's on-demand liquidity, which is what Ripple call this activity and engagement with. I suppose coming from the banking background, you know yourself, the use of acronyms, we can't help ourselves. It's an addiction. So ODL, that's what that refers to.
So on-demand liquidity just simply means that the funds can flow and are there.
It means that on-demand liquidity means that when you need to send your money across, XRP is always there, and you can always send it across and use it as a channel.
Okay. No, okay, good. No, I always like to unpack jargon when people throw it at me because I like to understand these things. So basically, what we're saying here is this is the future. Knocking on the door today. It's got huge potential. Early days yet, but the growth is there, and it's a great example of harnessing the power of the blockchain into the payment sector. And
Yes.
you know, as we'll probably perhaps discuss in a future conversation, blockchain can appear in lots of different instances and guises, but this is probably one of the most powerful.
For me, it's one of the most powerful. But I mean, but that said, what we're also really interested in, or I'm personally really interested in, is around how blockchain and token technology is being used in esports, in gaming.
She goes on. Like I said, she's hard to stop. It's a great article. Caroline, you did just a fabulous job in explaining your role in making ODL increasingly mainstream. I love it. All right. You know, the one phrase she used, I don't know, maybe as a person who grew up in the United States on the West Coast, I never grew up hearing the horse has bolted. And what it means is that you've closed the door too late. Yeah, you can't get that horse back in the barn. It's escaped. It's running off. It's happening. So XRP has bolted. I like it. Must be something from the UK. Or maybe it's something from Australia. Not sure. All right, everybody, we're jumping to the fluff. So I talked about some LED solar-powered manhole covers that were put into a city north of Tokyo. Well, I just found out that Tokyo is now receiving its newest manhole covers that are going to be part of the Pokemon series. I think there's 100 and some now manhole covers that have these pocket monsters as the designs, and I thought, oh, this is great, because we had some in Saitama and Chiba and Tokyo, in Yokohama, but Tokyo had not received any of the Pokemon designs yet, so we are getting it. And then I have to show you, I went to the art installation, the digital art installation with my friend, which was just about 10 days ago, I think, and it was part of the Team Labs, and it was great. And I shared some of those pictures. Well, now my friend has found a new exhibition that is coming up. It's a new art installation, but it's an aquarium art installation. It's going to start on the 28th of August, and we are going to go for sure. And look at this. Look at this. These displays are with different types of fish inside. As a matter of fact, the displays are all different, and you walk through 2 levels, I believe. There's 2 levels of this aquarium art display, and literally you are inside the aquarium. I can't wait. I just can't wait. I think this is going to be fabulous. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.